NBC News has confirmed a story, I believe, that was broken by Bloomberg tonight, that Mark Meadows, the president's chief of staff, few people are any closer to him in the orbit. He was up in the residence for election night, is COVID positive again. This is Mr. Meadows' health aside, and we hope for the very best. This adds to the visual of a president trying to operate independent of the greatest mass casualty event in modern times.
That was something that was kind of striking about Joe Biden's remarks tonight in terms of the contrast again. We don't hear President Trump talking about the realities of the coronavirus pandemic, even as those in his inner circle and his orbit continue to test positive and not take this as seriously as the rest of the country is forced to because of our entire way of life is upended by this pandemic. We heard Joe Biden talk about families who are grieving because they've lost loved ones to this virus and saying that they won't have to deal with this alone. We don't hear that coming from President Trump, not just about the American people and the American families who have lost loved ones because of this pandemic, but we don't hear him even talking about it in a serious way when those close to him in his orbit test positive, or even his wife, Melania, or his son, Barron, test positive. It's kind of a passing mention about the fact that they contracted this and moved on. And it's a further extension of this idea that Republicans, in large part, and President Trump are not living in the same reality that the rest of us are forced to because of this pandemic. And it's getting worse, Brian. This week alone, the U.S. had over 100,000 new coronavirus cases in a single day, the greatest number of cases in a single day in the U.S. so far. The winter is coming. Things are only going to get worse. And we don't have a plan for the way forward under the current leadership that is being articulated. And that is reflected in the polling that shows that a majority of the American people trust Joe Biden, who is not president, who doesn't have a hand in implementing any sort of policy in dealing with this. They trust Joe Biden to handle this pandemic more than Donald Trump, who is currently handling this pandemic. And I think that's reflected in the way that he talks about it or doesn't talk about it. And it's also reflected in the way that the folks around him contract this virus and continue to sort of move about life in a normal way without taking it seriously.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.